What's up, everybody? It's Josh from Off-Brand Horror, back with another horror movie review. Today, we will be talking about The Blair Witch Project, which starred Heather Donahue. Was released in 1999, which, by the way, Heather Donahue in this movie looked like Greta Thunberg cosplaying as Ellie from The Last of Us, right? And she's just, you probably don't see it. I saw it. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Oh, this is Greta Thunberg cosplaying as Ellie playing in the Blair Witch Project. No, but yeah, she didn't have many roles after the Blair Witch Project. And now I think she's like a pot farmer or something. She was in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Isn't that crazy? The one where Charlie wants an abortion, I think. Charlie wants an abortion, I think that's what it's called. He thinks he has a kid with a girl he went to high school with. And the girl he went to high school with was Greta Thunberg. Was Heather Donahue. And yeah, so she was in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is a pretty insane thing. She's had an interesting life, right? An interesting career. And now she's a pot farmer. Here's a quick synopsis. It says, everything you've heard is true. In October of 1994, 3 student filmmakers disappeared in the woods near Burkittsville, Maryland, while shooting a documentary. A year later, their footage was found. So yeah, the thing is, this movie is good if you think it's real, right? Otherwise, it's not. It's not. This is my opinion, right? It's probably a bad one. I know everyone seems to really like this movie. At least that's the impression I'm under. I didn't care for it. Didn't care for it, at least not in today's world. Back when I thought it was real, yeah, that makes it scary. Something's going on with these kids in the woods. There's a witch chasing them, right? That's insane. It was just like, it was just shaky camera. I can't stand a shaky camera. Like I said, if you think it's actually real, then it's like, yeah, that makes sense. So they're out there with the camera and they're doing their thing and they're trying to do whatever. And now that I know it was a choice, it doesn't have any rewatchability for me, which when I rewatched it, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, this is just boring. Like, a lot of it is a good memory, but I feel like watching it today, and for anyone who hasn't seen it, knowing now that it's not real, it's not going to be good. And I know some people may be thinking, oh, you didn't think it was real. No one thought it was actually real. That's how they market movies. Yeah, we know that now. We know that now. If you were around back when it came out, no, everyone thought it was real. Was this the first movie that they ever did that with? Was the Blair Witch Project the first movie that was marketed as real? It says, yes, the Blair Witch Project was one of the first movies to be marketed as a potentially true story and is considered to be a trailblazer in the use of the internet for marketing. So yeah, everyone thought it was real, and that's exactly what they intended. So much so that, like, the lead actress, first of all, everyone used their real name. All the people in the movie use their real name, and Heather Donahue has changed her name in real life, right? Because of all the backlash that she got, like people would come yelling at her on the street and stuff. And this was after people were sending letters to her mom, condolence letters. So sorry for your loss. They thought that they recognized Heather. And they're like, oh my God, Miss Donahue's probably traumatized, and they're sending condolence letters and all this stuff because the creators of this movie were like, no, we want to find a bunch of unknown actors, make them use their real names, and then ruin their lives. That was their goal all along. And it was all a lot of improvising in this movie, right? They had an outline of the script, but they wanted the back and forths, the conversations, the dialogue, they wanted that to seem real. And so they didn't actually give any of the actors lines. They were all just talking to each other and just improvising. But as for the movie itself, like I said, rewatching it, it's like, it's not great. It's not great. A lot of shakiness, a lot of just what is happening. And I remember in the marketing for the movie back in the day, they said that people are throwing up watching this film, right? They're throwing up, which, by the way, can we stop with the people are puking to promote horror movies? Like, they say that with every freaking movie that comes out. People are throwing up, people are puking while watching this movie, someone passed out. No. Yeah, yes. Someone passed out because they had a condition, right? They passed out because they had a condition. Don't use it for the marketing of your movie. It was one guy. Yeah, people threw up because the camera was doing this, right? The camera was doing this number, and so people threw up. It wasn't because it was scary. You know, I'm so tired of the puking stuff, which, like, Terrifier is one of my favorite modern day horror movies, right? I really like the Terrifier movies, which are insanely brutal. Don't get me wrong. I will cringe, like, oh my God, but it's never like, even the new Terrifier that's coming out. I already saw, it's the same thing. This time they upped it. They said the actor who plays Art the Clown throwing up during the filming of it. Which I guarantee once it hits theaters, people are puking. Every horror movie, people are puking. Like, okay, well, that doesn't make me want to see it. Don't like puking. I want to go be entertained. Just say, movie's entertaining. I'm there. Horror movie, entertaining. Oh, cool. That sounds like my cup of tea. Horror movie, throwing up. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'd be fine if I never threw up again a day in my life. Anyway, let's check out some of the Letterboxd reviews here. Meg says, it took me 20 additional minutes to finish this because about halfway through my television turned itself off and I just thought they'd put the camera in their pocket or something. Okay. So I'm not the only one who feels this way. Russman says, with how annoying these characters were, I was rooting for the witch. See, exactly. Rewatching it, you can do that. But you go in thinking it's real, you don't root for the witch. These are human beings. But now, they're just actors. There's actors and there's human beings. Alina says, everyone who thought this was scary owes me $200. See, okay, maybe I'm not alone. I thought I was alone. I've seen like a bunch of rave reviews about this. At least that's how I remembered it. Enrique says, wipe your nose, bitch. Fun fact on that scene, right? The famous scene that they made fun of in Scary Movie with, like, you know, because she actually had snot, but they made it like way too much on Scary Movie, right? I'm so scared. She was not supposed to be that freaking close to her face. She was supposed to turn the camera around to record herself, right? And just have a full shot. As she was turning it, she accidentally hit the button that made it zoom in. She didn't know it was zoom in, and so then it got real close to her face, and she's just tons of snot coming out, right? All up in that nose hole. Emmy Adams says, do you guys think the Blair Witch is a MILF? Be honest. That's enough reviews. So I would rate the Blair Witch Project half a star. I know it's brutal, but look, movies get half a star from me if I either A, turn them off and can't finish them, or B, say I will never watch this again. I'm never gonna watch Blair Witch Project again. I'm sorry. It's just, it's not, hate me in the comments. Please hate me. If you hate me in the comments, it still helps me. Follow, subscribe, and like, and do all that stuff, or dislike, or leave mean comments like all of the Eastern Orthodox people did whenever I simply talked about Eastern Orthodoxy in one of my videos. They were so mad. I didn't mean any harm. Anyway, catch you guys next time for another horror movie review.